And now, podcasting from the sun-scorched desert Southwest, weighing in at a combined total of 340 pounds, Brad Winchester, Tyler McDowell Blanken, are Gimmick Infringement.
Welcome, everybody, to the Gimmick Infringement Podcast. I am Brad Winchester. With me, as always, is my tag team partner, Tyler McDowell Blanken. Tyler, it's Sunday. How we doing?
It's Sunday, man. You know what that means? Another recording for GI. All is well here. I did not tell you this. We're going to lead with this. I was hanging out with some dear friends last night. We'll get into that later in the pod. But what you need to know right off the bat, my friend, is I made a Lionel Ritchie reference. Specifically, I referenced his 1984 classic, Hello. Do you remember that music video? Oh,
no.
Oh, no.
Not at all.
Okay, so
I'm sure if I saw it, I'd be like, oh,
yeah. So the video is of Lionel Ritchie, of course. And then there's I think his love interest in the video is blind. And over the course of the music video and as he's serenading, she crafts his face. She molds his face basically out of clay. And then by the end of the video, you get Lionel. It's like a chia pet of Lionel. Is this ringing a bell, Brad?
100%. Yeah. Okay. I just pulled it up and it was like, oh, I immediately knew what this was.
Okay, B, thank you.
Yeah, it's one of the most famous videos in there. Right, I just couldn't remember what song it was attached to. Dude,
Hello.
I was watching Ghostbusters.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? That was it.
Yeah.
So I make this reference, and I'm hanging out with people where the age range is. This is one of my dearest family friends. The age range is like from 23 to maybe 70. So I'm thinking, okay, an 80s reference, someone's gonna get it out of my five friends that are here. No one got it. To the point where I questioned myself and I almost backtracked and said, oh shoot, maybe I'm making up this very specific music video in my mind. Maybe this didn't happen. Maybe it's a different artist, a different song. So I look it up, I prove I'm right, and we laugh about it. But the moment left where it just wasn't, so that happened this weekend. I'm still processing it. But other than that, I think things are good, man. It's the end of another school year. I want to hear your thoughts more on that soon. But school year is winding down. We're heading into summer. I have no complaints, man. Feeling blessed. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. What do you remember about graduation tickets?
As a staff member?
No. Just, from your experience as a staff member.
It's about we're in high school. I remember that for graduation tickets, oh gosh, weren't you limited? You can only get a certain number, and then you had to decide if you wanted to have a seat on the field.
Yeah,
you had to reserve by a certain date.
Yep.
You have to make sure you get there to park early.
Yeah, so I'm about to head up to Wisconsin for my niece's graduation, and really excited about that. Congratulations, Ella.
Shout out to Ella.
I forgot about it until after we decided to go on this trip that I don't know if we're going to have a spot for graduation.
Oh, no.
So right now,
you're going to watch the live stream from the parking lot.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely not do any of that. If the weather holds, if it's not a rainy day or if there's no rain predicted for that day, it'll be outside, no problem. We'll be able to go. And if it's inside, absolutely no chance that we'll be able to go. They'll have much more strict rules for who can go and who can go inside and all that, because they're going to be in a gym instead of a football stadium. So I forgot about it, man. I forgot all about it. I wasn't even thinking about it. It was like, oh, graduation, anybody can go. Cool. No, that's not true. And part of me is like, well, if it rains, a week earlier, I will have sat through a graduation ceremony. 1 week earlier. And in my teacher head, all I can think is, well, by the time the graduation ceremony rolls around, she's already graduated. It's over. This is just the ceremony to celebrate it. But ultimately, I told the kids on Thursday, because my seniors were done Thursday, emotional day. And when they got up and the bell rang, I went, congratulations, graduates. You all did it. And I always say that to them. You just graduated. Get out, adult. I always do it like that because it's like you're done now. Whether you go to the ceremony or not, you will receive your diploma because today was the last day for you and you just graduated. Graduation ceremony celebrates that. And I think people don't know that. And the way that they don't know that they're going to get an empty holder when they walk across the stage.
I was just thinking about, of course, you go for the moment of,
yeah,
you shake the hand, you get the diploma or the diploma cover, and then
but ultimately those things
people clap for you.
But those things, that whole ceremony is for the people doing the clapping, not for the people going across the stage. And I think that's the point. So I really want to see it. I would like to be there live. I've missed like her entire life. So it would be good to be able to go there and be part of at least an important moment to make it feel like, yeah, look, I do care. I want to be there, but it's, we live 2,000 miles apart and it bums me out that I've missed so much time, but excited to go up there and celebrate the week and get to see my parents and all that stuff. But it reminded me of graduation tickets because the end of the school year is always weird. It's always so fast. It's always so hectic that it doesn't give you a lot of time to process, which is why I'm a little worried about this conversation I know is coming. Tyler, it's time to get grateful. Let's show a little gratitude. Hit the music.
And now it's time for a little self-reflection. So, think about yourselves. Or something.
Been a long time since we did this one. Now, I see in our pod flow, in our notes, that year 17 is in the books, and it is what I am most grateful for this week. I am so grateful for all of the people, past, present, I'm sure future, that I will have come through my classroom. I have a senior picture wall up. I had a couple of bulletin boards full of senior pictures, and now I have made them a part of my wall. And that's not like hyperbole. They're glued on there for the rest of time. And it's one of those things. I look at it every time and I'm like, man, all these people have come through. And that's only the last 5-6 years, maybe 7. And I've had over 2,000 students since I started teaching. I don't know a lot of careers where you get to do some of the ridiculous stuff that happens in education. There's not a lot of spirit days, I'm sure, at the auto repair shop. I'm sure there aren't a lot of people that will write you thank you notes and thank you cards because you're their primary care physician. We get to have this impact on young people that, I don't know, it's just different. And it's lasting. And when I say, oh yeah, my kids, sometimes people get confused because they think, well, you have more than one child. It's like, well, kinda. Got like 130 this year.
Yeah.
Like all new this year.
Yeah. Just Freya.
Just
Freya. But
just Freya.
I also have this group of 130 that I love dearly.
Yes.
Who I love dearly.
And it's difficult to describe that to people that aren't in the, I almost said the business. I want to confuse wrestling fans, but it's remarkable. Like a lot of kids came up and said hi to me, high-fived me, shook my hand, whatever it was. I didn't even know them. Never met them in my life. And then all the other kids who had the emotional farewells and stuff. And I was like, I will literally see you on Tuesday. Let's not do this. All right. And then like, can I come back next year and visit? No, you may not. You want to see me, tell me you want to meet up for coffee. I'll go meet you, adult. I'm not going to go to your job to see you. So don't come to mine to see me. That's weird. But that aside, this week was just incredible. I'm so grateful for what I get to do, the impact that I hope that I'm having on kids, and the relationships I get to forge for the future. And it's totally worthwhile.
Wow. That was beautiful, my friend. Well, I am grateful for you and your 17 years of service. You're not hanging it up yet by any means. Let's not confuse any of our listeners or viewers.
No,
but 17
got a lot left in the tank.
Got a lot left in the tank. Do you have a salmon suit?
Not yet.
Okay, maybe this summer we can.
That's right.
We can work on that. I think there's a Men's Warehouse in Marana.
I kind of want to get an actual salmon suit, like a suit made entirely of salmon, just to confuse people.
It's a whole other deal.
Yeah.
Well, nonetheless, I am grateful for you. 17 years, man. I mean, that you gave us the numbers there, how many students you've been able to work with and families, and you are just an absolute hero. So thank you. From me, from all of our listeners and viewers, for those of you who are teachers that are tuning in right now, the Alf Bergesons of the world, the voice of GI, thank you so much for what you do. And congratulations on another successful, hopefully healthy school year.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it's been a good year. It's been a good year. Been a weird year. Rocky start, a little bit of a rough start, but
sometimes they be like that, right?
Like if I go down the list of things, man, I had a wall fall off my building. I had the air conditioner pipe explode on top of it.
It seems like just yesterday you and I were talking about this as you were getting the room ready. It seems like it was just a few months ago you and I were having this conversation.
And now the room is ready and the building's falling apart.
Well, speaking of money and resources and funding, things
quite the prize this building.
Yes, things that we want to have. We want to introduce you to our new sponsor, Prize Picks. Are you ready to elevate your fantasy sports experience? With Prize Picks, you can win up to 100 times your money. Imagine turning a $10 entry into a whopping $1,000. And with the NBA playoffs in full swing, there's no better time to get in on the action. But that's not all. Prize Picks is all about variety and excitement. Whether you're a fan of basketball, hockey, or even League of Legends, Prize Picks has you covered. You can mix and match your picks across sports, choosing stars like LeBron, Caitlin Clark, Connor McDavid, and Jude Bellingham, all in just one entry, Brad, is the ultimate fantasy sports playground. And for those who love a quick win, well, Prize Picks is the way to go. You can make your picks and submit your entry in less than 60 seconds. Plus, with quick withdrawals and an enormous selection of players and stat types, it's no wonder Prize Picks is the go-to app for fantasy sports. So, what are you waiting for? Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. That's right, Prize Picks will match your deposit, giving you more to play with. Remember, with Prize Picks, it's as simple as picking more or picking less. So let's get those entries in and watch the winnings roll in. It's that easy. Don't forget to use promo code CLNS to get your deposit match. Let's play and win together with Prize Picks.
Well, I know you have questions. I know I have questions. So let's get into it. It's time for WWE Talk.
This is going to be a good one. All right, Brad, King and Queen of the Ring is this weekend. My feelings about these shows in Jeddah remain conflicted, but I'm happy WWE's women are finally receiving equal billing. From the show's title to the poster to the amount of time the tournament has received on TV, well done. Logan Paul is facing Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship at this show. Here's my question. As of this recording, SummerSlam is 76 days away.
That's crazy.
Who should face Cody at the summer's biggest party in Cleveland, Ohio?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, John Moxley would be normally who I would say. It's probably not him.
I'm going to say it's a no.
Cleveland. Okay, let's see. Let's do some math here. Cleveland rocks. See where I'm going?
I see where you're going.
I think that's probably the play. I think SummerSlam will be, correct me if I'm wrong, this is it the UFL? USFL?
UFL.
UFL. Whatever that is that's happening, that I've definitely watched a lot of. I think their season's done by then. So it makes sense to me that it be Dwayne The Rock Johnson at the biggest event after WrestleMania is definitely SummerSlam. So it would make a ton of sense that The Rock shows up for the SummerSlam event. That's who I'm picking. I'm going to go Rock.
Wow. That's great.
And maybe we get a returning Roman at that point.
That's interesting. So no Roman match at SummerSlam, but an appearance.
Maybe
Two,
we get some bloodline drama,
bloodline
and then we end up with
deals.
like the feud really building there, and that's when the seeds or the actual flip where Rock versus Roman starts to get set up, and maybe we get heel Rock versus babyface Roman in WrestleMania.
For sure.
But I think they're going to let all this other bloodline stuff has to play out first.
Okay.
So that seems like a year-long program that they're setting up with Tama Tonga freaking out. I don't know what that was.
What was your caption on that? Teachers at the end of the year function when
yeah. Like just yeah. Yeah, I just I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know, man. That looked like
entertaining nonetheless.
It was definitely entertaining. It got him in the conversation. Unbelievably wrestling. Yes.
Very pro wrestling.
Yes, all of it.
People who love pro wrestling, they're going to pop at that. People who think wrestling is, they just have questions, they would probably see that and say, okay,
now,
questions.
Now, Tyler, my question for you, this isn't my actual question, but it's bridging off what you said for the King of the Ring thing. Do you think that whatever feud happens here with Cody going into SummerSlam, should it be built off the back of what happens at house shows? The way the King of the Ring tournament was.
Certainly.
Which I'm not happy with. Because I think it's stupid.
My favorite questions are the ones where you ask, insert your thoughts, but then kick it to me and then we'll revisit yours. That gives me some direction on what angle I want to take. Genuinely, I hear the arguments for both sides. You obviously want to get house show attendance up, right? Live shows. What better way to do that than having matches that have actual real implications?
No Tucson street fights.
Although that was incredibly fun.
Yeah.
However, I agree with you that if these matches are going to be so consequential, they should be on TV. And then there's a whole other conversation that we can spawn off of this where LA Knight, what are we doing with my mans? It kind of feels like the moment has came and went for him. I don't want to sound too blasphemous, but you should have strapped a rocket to that dude a year ago. And now he's on these house shows and these matches that should be on SmackDown. Anyway, I hear both arguments, man, but I truly side with you if I had to pick one side or the other. That being said, I'm super surprised you went the Rock route for SummerSlam. I'm thinking Gunther gets that match. I'm thinking Gunther wins King of the Ring, and he is Cody's challenger in Cleveland. But I mean, Rock, if we're talking about how do we make sure this is a sellout, your route is certainly a guaranteed way to get that up.
Is that the prize? Is you get to pick? You get to be number one contender?
I don't think so. I don't think so officially.
I've never.
But
really
in my mind, he wins that. He's not going for the IC gold. He is now coming for Cody.
Well, yeah, if he wins it, but like, does that make him? I don't know that makes him number one contender. I don't really know how these.
I don't think so.
The thing that I like about AEW is that their ranking system exists to pretty much tell you, who's in line. And what I like about WWE is that it doesn't really matter. You can do it. What becomes confusing is when they have tournaments to decide winners of these tournaments. And then it's like a wet fart title that nothing happens because of it. So like, think about Xavier Woods. What amounted from that?
Yeah.
So it's like
King Woods is a whole thing.
But it didn't mean anything. It's just he got a crown and a robe and a scepter, and it's like goofy. And
I think we had Queen Zelina that year as well.
We had Queen Zelina that year, and we can call this, like, no pun intended, a Kingmaker tournament, because Stone Cold. That's where Austin 316 was born. He won the King of the Ring tournament, not Triple H, and then he cut the promo on Jake the Snake and said Austin 316 says, "I just whooped your ass," and the rest is history. But I don't think the King of the Ring tournament does anything for anyone. There's no belt. There's no title. It's just, you are the King of the Ring. You don't have to defend it. You just keep that for a year, which is kind of cool. But like, there should be some other stakes for storyline in there, because otherwise Gunther just wins. And then who cares?
I'm thinking of Nakamura, King Nakamura. Yeah. Really, really cool action figure. But what did that do for him besides wearing a crown and being called that?
I think it's too early for Gunther to go after that title anyway, because I need him to win it.
Oh, you're thinking he's the guy to dethrone Cody?
I don't want Gunther in a program if he's not going to win. Imagine him as world champ. Look what he did with the IC title.
Oh no, it's for sure. Oh, he's for sure that guy.
Yeah,
We agree there.
yeah, but
There's
I don't.
validity
But
to that. He. If we're thinking about who is the guy, I don't know if it's too early to have this conversation, but we spent so much time talking about who is the guy to beat Roman. It was Cody. Who is the guy to dethrone Cody? To me, there's no clearer answer right now than Gunther.
Yeah, and I think the problem is that it's going to be. I think Gunther needs to go after the other title.
Really?
He's the working man, right?
He's after Damian Priest.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the matchup, and I would love to see Gunther win. Not right away, because I think Damian Priest needs to have that for a while. But Gunther makes all the sense in the world for me to see him win. Or maybe that does happen at SummerSlam. Maybe this Judgment Day tension continues to grow, and Damian Priest goes out there with no backup and like he wants, loses a hard fought match because maybe Finn Balor interferes with it, and that sets up a feud for them, the eventual breaking up of the Judgment Day. But yeah, I don't think Gunther's the guy to take it off of Cody, so I don't really want to see that matchup, even though I think that match would be a lot of fun.
For sure. I'm not mad at that. Yeah. I mean, Rock versus Cody, man. I wasn't even forecasting that until 2025, but if that's the match at SummerSlam, sign me up.
Well, it sounds like Rock doesn't want to wait that long. And I think the no-brainer at WrestleMania is going to be Rock and Roman. It has to be the one, right?
You can't wait on that. We can't be talking 2026. It's going to be the first Mania, where we're seeing the Netflix Mania. It just, all the signs point to this being the time, 2025 Mania, to have Rock versus Roman. I mean, Brad, I think you and I agree that
in Vegas,
in Vegas, easily night one main event, hands down. Seems like night one main event is kind of like bringing in different audiences, not just your loyal WWE fans. Rock versus Roman is going to bring in all types of eyeballs.
Just thinking about Stone Cold making an appearance. Okay, my question for you, since he lives in Nevada, is Bayley. Tyler, Bayley is pushing hard for Evolution 2. Been saying this for a long time, right? Like you and I have had this conversation multiple times.
We've been doing
Bayley's like, we're ready. This is silly that we're not doing this. My question for you is, who are some women outside of the WWE that you'd like to see compete in Evolution 2, AEW aside? So let's just assume we can't count them.
TNA, we can count TNA.
Yep. Probably even New Japan. Or who are some legends you'd like to see compete?
Oh, wow. That's great. My first answer is AJ Lee.
Yes.
I really thought we were getting her at the Rumble.
Me too.
I'm still holding out hope it's happening. I mean, CM Punk is there, and he seems happy as can be. I can't wait for Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, by the way.
That's going to be so
also
good.
A feud that doesn't even need a title, much like Roman versus Rock, that is going to main event a big show.
I've really liked Punk since he's come back, man. I've really liked him since he's come back.
Yeah, and he seems happy. That's what we want. We've been very clear about this, Brad. That's what we want for all of these amazingly talented people we speak about every week. Is we want them to make money, we want them to be healthy, we want them to be happy. And yeah, CM Punk it's like when you leave a toxic relationship, and we're not saying who's culpable for the toxicity, but you leave a toxic relationship and then you're just happy and you're glowing, and it seems like Punk is at that place. So AJ Lee
structure.
Yes. And we'll talk about AEW as well. There's a lot I'm excited for this weekend regarding their company and their big show. AJ Lee, in terms of legends from other promotions, I'm thinking TNA because I've been watching a lot of TNA. This might be an outside of the box pick, but I would love the artist formerly known as Dana Brooke, Ash by Elegance, to make an appearance at Evolution 2. I really think she could do something super fun with this new character on TNA. She has a feud with Zaya Brookside right now. Look at us talking TNA Impact. My $1.50 YouTube tier is paying off, Brad. I would love to see Ash by Elegance make an appearance there. Of course, there's Jordan Grace, who
it's a must.
It's a must. She did great in the Rumble. Who else? I feel like I'm leaving out some really talented names. There's the Tasha Steeles of the world. I don't know that she's exclusive to Impact.
Rosemary.
I'm sorry, to TNA currently. Rosemary. There's a Killer Kelly just left TNA, if I'm not mistaken. Masha Slamovich. Yeah, there's so
Oh
many
God, I love Masha.
There's so many
Yeah.
possibilities. What about Jacqueline? Do we ever get Miss Jackie back in the ring?
No, I hope that happens though. I thought I saw a picture and she looked great. I don't know if she's like
Yeah,
in ring healthy or not, but
sure.
no, I would love to
We
see
haven't
that.
given
Mickey
her
James, I'm sure would
uh,
come back for a
Mi-
match.
Mickey James, of course. We've
Yeah.
seen Trish and Lita. It would always be great to see them. I'm just trying to think of the folks, the women who maybe we haven't seen or we haven't
From the Rumble a couple of years ago with the Legends Rumble.
with the legends.
I
Yeah,
would love it if
we
the
got.
Iconics came back,
Oh, that's a great.
right?
It's a great. We were
I
holding
just
on to
I
that
love
one.
them. I
Yes,
love them so much. That was such a great group.
it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was funny. I felt like that was one of the best parts of the pandemic era.
Yes, Billy Kay.
Billy Kay is
Billy Kay versus
hilarious.
Chelsea Green or some sort
Yes.
of interaction.
Oh
there.
my God. Billy Kay and
Chelsea's doing her thing.
take my
Fun
money.
match against Roxanne Perez on NXT.
Yeah, Chelsea Green since coming back has been unbelievable and healthy, which I feel like the WWE universe never got to see what she could do if she was just simply healthy. Because remember, she came back and immediately broke her wrist.
Right.
Right.
And there a
man.
face off with Charlotte
Yeah.
that was super intriguing.
Yeah.
When she first came back on screen,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we have something here.
Yeah.
And
And Charlotte got hurt again, and she's got to be getting close to coming back here soon.
I think so. So many matchups.
Man, how are we not doing this already? How do we not already have an evolution?
What would be the Jordan Grace match?
I think Jordan Grace against somebody way bigger than her. Jordan Grace, Piper Niven would be fun, or Jordan Grace, Nia Jax would be fun.
Oh wow. Can I sell you on Jordan versus Bianca?
I mean, Jordan versus Bianca would be also incredible.
Cool. One of the
I always forget her name. I can never remember her name. She was in NXT for a long time. She's smaller, but like a walking muscle with long
Ivy
legs.
Nile.
Ivy Nile. It's like something about diamonds.
That would be
That's all I could think of.
Diamond Mine.
It's Diamond Mine. Yeah.
We remember.
Ivy Nile and Jordan Grace might actually be really fun.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I could see I think we may have talked about this a long, long time ago. I could see Ivy Nile going to TNA.
Yeah.
And that being a big time main event for their show.
But I can also
or vice versa.
I can also see Jordan Grace against somebody like Kairi Sane. That match would be ridiculous, I think. I'm ridiculous. I would love to see that because their styles are different. It would be really fast. It would be really powerful, like all of that stuff. Yeah, give me that. Give me that all day long.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then we call up Julia from NXT for that.
Oh God,
get out of here! Just get out of here.
We're just waiting.
It's an embarrassment of riches here.
Julia versus Roxanne.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
12 stars. Forget. Yeah, I forget. That's for sure on the horizon.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, speaking of incredible women, it is time for one of my favorite segments, Live Event Jones. Let's get into it. The WNBA is back. I had the pleasure, the honor really, of finally making my way back to the Footprint Center to watch the Phoenix Mercury. This is where my Lionel Ritchie reference from earlier comes into play, Brad. But we already talked about that. Thank you for having my back. I thought the music video was just widely known and I could reference it. I've learned since.
Oh, the song immediately, yeah.
Yeah, the song for sure. And the music video may be a bit more obscure than I thought. But anyway, my company for said game was fantastic. Here are some notes I have for you. I first want to lead with the Mercury won this game 88-85.
Exciting finish.
It was very exciting, and the crowd was electric that night, truly. But my notes from the Mercury home opener. There was a mom and daughter, and the daughter could have been older than 2 or 3 years old max. Before the game, they were dancing to Not Like Us. So they played Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, during the warm-ups for the team.
Yes, I saw the tweet.
You may have already seen this if you follow us on X at GIPod19. If you don't, we highly encourage you to do so. And Brad, you saw this, so you can co-sign it. The daughter was dancing. I mean, but the kid was 2 or 3, so the mom was kind of like helping the kid dance. And again, the WNBA players for the Atlanta Dream for the Phoenix Mercury, they're warming up to this, and it was just solidified for me there. If I didn't already know this, Kendrick won the battle. There's just no question at this point. We've just reached an insurmountable level. Brad, I'll go on Instagram just recently, and there was someone's post. They were at the beach. It was like the classic, like, yo, I'm outside with my girls, I'm posting. And the song she used for this post was Not Like Us. I've seen folks use BBL Drizzy as a song for similar selfies. It's like, wow, it's a wrap. It's really the Vince Carter gif. It's just, it's been over. That being said, continuing on, there was one Caitlin Clark shirt that I spotted in the audience. The Fever were not playing anywhere near Phoenix, but the Caitlin Clark effect is truly in effect. Again, I said the Mercury won by 3. It was a total vibe. Natasha Cloud, the Mercury's new point guard, is already a fan favorite. Sophie Cunningham, you saw this, Brad. She hit 2 huge threes down the stretch. Kalia Copper, newly acquired Kalia Copper, nearly put up a 40-piece. It was pretty awesome.
Huge game. Yeah.
Huge game. Would not have won without her. Final 2 notes. There was a Ring of Honor ceremony at halftime, so this was not televised. But Mercury Hall of Famers Cheryl Miller, Michelle Timms, Bridget Pettis, Jennifer Gillum, who now coaches Xavier Prep girls over here. They won the state championship last year. Shout out to them. Jennifer Gillum is actually really kind. I've coached against her, and her team stomped our team. But she was really, really kind during the handshake line, which I appreciated. And finally, Penny Taylor. All 5 women were honored at halftime, which was really great. Matt Ishbia came out and led the procession. And when his name was announced, I just had an automatic boo reaction. But then he turned it around when he honored them, and him and I are on better terms now. Finally, huge opening week for the W. The announcement of the Golden State Valkyries occurred.
Yeah.
Kehlani played a huge role in it. I almost bought a Golden State Valkyrie shirt off the strength of all this. But that's big expansion, right? Toronto's getting a team as well. And then finally, my last note for the big week that the WNBA had, our very own Erica Day, multi-time GI guest, is now a contributor, not even a contributor, the co-host of the PHNX Mercury podcast. Shout out to her. We look forward to her continued coverage, and hopefully I'll attend another game this season, Brad. Hopefully we get you a t-shirt. I may have
working on it right now.
I may have to play a role in making this happen. There was an $85 t-shirt in the team shop, by the way, which was just...
That's crazy.
I've not seen many $85 tees, but there are lots of great tees. I hope you get one, Brad. I'm always wanting a new Mercury tee. I hope everyone listening and watching supports the W this season, because I think big things are in store for the league.
Well, I know I'm working on mine right now, and I don't know if it's going to get here before our little trip, but I hope it does, so I can wrap it up in the north in Wisconsin. I think I'm going to confuse a lot of people up there, and that's kind of the goal. I really wish the purple practice shirts were in stock, but they are, alas, not. But that orange one is, I believe, coming home, since there's only one left. Yeah,
I love that for you.
We'll see.
This organic content.
That's right.
We do it for the people.
Going to be in so much trouble later. So, Tyler, it's time. I'm jealous that you got to go see such an exciting game. I got to catch the end of it, which was bonkers, as you were saying. And now it's time to talk AEW. More exciting events.
Very exciting. Yeah, I got my question teed up. Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it.
The 5th anniversary of Double or Nothing is this Sunday. It's no secret that the company's annual Vegas show is my favorite of the year. The name, the time of year, the graphics, the subsequent marketing, and the moments we've seen at this show over the years, Brad. My first memory is of Jon Moxley hitting the paradigm shift onto Kenny Omega on a huge casino chip. It's given me a lot of joy over the years. Again, that's no surprise to you or any of our longtime listeners. It's the one for me. Looking at this card, I'm going to present 3 possible scenarios to you. I want you to place them in order of importance. For example, based on your tastes, in order, which are you hoping to see come to fruition? A, Malakai Black defeats Adam Copeland winning the TNT Championship, his first singles gold in the company. B, Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale close the show, the first women to main event in AEW pay-per-view. Final option, letter C. Ricky Starks appears live, setting up a prominent feud for the summer.
Man. Well, first of all, my ranking is I hope I see any of these. Second of all, I think I'm going to go in almost reverse order.
Reverse order. Okay.
I think I would really like to see Mercedes and Willow close. That would be my middle tier.
Okay.
I need to see Ricky.
We got to talk about Ricky. We got to talk about your tweet. Let's get into it.
I'm afraid he's going to leave. How do you screw this up? If I had Ricky, I would simply make millions of dollars by having Ricky. Put him in a feud. Have him do something. This is crazy that he's not out there. He's beloved even as a bad guy, which was stupid to turn him in the first place. And then let him get like super popular as a bad guy and then just waste him. He lost the tag titles and then we've seen him once, twice since then. How is that possible? Guy's a star. Have him do something. Like give him the keys and have him drive for a while. I understand why we have Chris Jericho. I understand why we have Adam Copeland. I understand why we have a bunch of old heads running around. Why isn't he feuding with one of them? Not Jericho. Why isn't he feuding with one of them? Why isn't he feuding with just, Swerve or literally anybody that's at the top? He should be. He should be killing dudes, Rochambeau their asses off. Like, he's just at home? What?
A Ricky Starks versus Swerve Strickland match for the title. That would be even at this show, if they were able to kind of put the pieces together and make that happen. We love Christian Cage, obviously. I think their match is going to be great. But you even presenting that now, Brad, and putting in the ether. I mean, Swerve versus Ricky would be fantastic. There's already history there on AEW television. That would be a great feud.
Swerve and Christian's going to be great. Like, I don't know that people were actually ready for how good that match is.
Do you think that closes the show? I'm thinking Anarchy in the Arena.
Anarchy in the Arena is going to close the show. They tear that place apart.
For a minute, I really thought Mercedes and Willow could be the match. I mean, I know I saw on the timeline they're presenting this as 3 main events, right? Which, okay, I appreciate the sentiment, but to me, the main event is the last one that closes the show. I agree with you, Brad. I think Anarchy in the Arena is clearly the most important storyline in the company right now.
I think we're going to get a couple of things here. I think we're going to get shit's about to hit the fan. And then the one thing that I can't wait for Justin Roberts. I also hope that we don't get Jon Moxley's music playing for 24 hours during this thing before Jericho finally shuts it off. Like, I know that was a heel move, but we were all happy when it happened. So
I'm thinking whose music would be in contention for this? Because you got FTR, Bryan Danielson, and Darby.
It would be FTR's music.
It would be FTR.
Would be the most
Dark
annoying
Side.
one.
Yeah.
Well, the order it's going to be. Darby will come out first, then it'll be FTR, then it's going to be Bryan Danielson. So we're going to get left with Bryan Danielson's music on, unless they all come out to Final Countdown or something.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah, we could get a Swerve here and get something real big.
The Elite are winning this, by the way, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
I agree.
Yeah.
So your order is, in terms of what you would like to see, you like to see all of these.
I need Ricky.
Ricky is number 1. I did not expect that from you.
Yeah, because it's the one that lasts the longest. Mercedes and Willow closing would be number 2, even though that was, was tough between those two. Malakai Black beating Adam Copeland. I need it. I need all of those things to happen, though. Mercedes and Willow, actually, I changed my mind. Mercedes and Willow is going to the end because I just know it's not going to happen. I'd like to see it, but there's just no chance it's going to close the show. Hopefully it opens. Hopefully they give us like one of the 2 biggest spots on the show. And I would love to see them at least get that rather than some like middle of the card turd burger where everybody's exhausted because of the previous match. I'm sick of seeing women's matches and AEW pay-per-views get slotted in the worst time spots because everybody's dead after those. So have him start the show because it's going to be great. And everybody is ready to see Mercedes wrestle. So
Right. Yeah. First match.
start us off with it. I think that would be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely
How about
agree
you?
with you.
What do you think?
I'm worried. I think I have Mercedes and Willow in that middle spot, just like you do. This is tough because I'm a big absolute Ricky Starks fan.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna hear from George Romero, dear friend and
He's gonna be mad at
and
you.
multi-time GI guest. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take this one, but I can't run from the smoke this time. I'm gonna swap your first and last choices. I need Malakai to win this match. It's time.
It's past time.
It's past time. If Malakai Black loses his barbed wire steel cage match to Adam Copeland, I'm not ready to say it would do irreparable harm to the character, but House of Black is so great.
Yes.
That if they become the spooky guys who lose all the big matches,
they always lose the big matches.
They always lose these. I think that would be a real mistake. Malakai needs to win. I want him to win this match. That's my order. Malakai number 1, Mercedes Willow 2. I want Ricky back, but I gotta slot him in that third place right now.
I feel like Malakai winning the gold would do a lot to appease him. I honestly don't know where he would fit in the WWE right now. I know he would pretty easily with Triple H's stuff, but like I'd be afraid he'd get shoved into the Judgment Day or a feud with the Judgment Day as Maximum Spookies. Cause you're also going to have this
House of Purple.
The Uncle Howdy stuff is going to happen. And
we haven't even talked about the Wyatt Six. Yeah. That's on the horizon.
I actually can't wait.
It's
so
great.
Exciting, man.
I wonder when we're going to get that. Probably not this weekend at King and Queen of the Ring, but maybe.
Do you think they keep dragging it out? Think about when the Fiend debuted.
Oh, SummerSlam?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think they're going
lots of QR codes.
Yeah.
To go.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You can have some appearances. It's not like he's new.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
Maybe his first match happens later on.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Or maybe they do a trios thing. Who knows? Who knows what happens? I'm just excited. I'm excited for Bo Dallas.
Me too.
Like happy for him that he gets to come back and do that and honor his brother. I think it's dope. Okay, Tyler. Will Ospreay and Shane Taylor. That was fun. I can't believe he pulled that move off at the end. That is a big man to hoist onto your shoulders. Bryan Danielson and Satnam Singh. Are you here for the big man wrestlers fighting the best in the world?
Of course.
These styles are so different.
Yeah, of course.
Because Bryan Danielson's got a finite amount of time left, and he's about to fight Satnam Singh.
He does. I'm totally good with it. I love it. This has been kind of a hallmark of wrestling and really, of cinema and anything involving combat is what do you do when you get the giant versus one of the best tacticians, just one of the goats in the ring. Will Ospreay versus Shane Taylor, of course, super fun. And Will Ospreay has been cooking since I discovered him, since you put me onto him. And then for Bryan Danielson, I love it because we haven't seen this before. Of course, Danielson's going to win, but I'm absolutely here for this this clash. Absolutely. And I also enjoy Satnam Singh a lot.
So do I.
As well. So I have a soft spot in my heart for him. Yeah, I'm excited to see this matchup.
I can't wait. I love this. I love the big man switch ups. Like I really truly do. I think it's fun. I think it's different. It's when you have a guy that is 9'11" on your roster and somebody that's our height is wrestling them. Bryan Danielson is not tall. He's 5'8", and he's going up a guy. How tall is Satnam Singh? 7'2", 7'1", something like that.
At least,
like the guy is well over 7 feet tall. It's Danielson's going to be up to his nipples. Like it's just going to be absolutely bonkers to see. And I'm here to figure out how does he attack this? How does he actually take down the big man? How is he going to? could he even get him into the position to stretch him out and put him in a label lock? I don't know if he can actually do it because his arms are so big. So the Bazaico knee, no way he gets up that high unless he gets him on his knees. So I'm here to figure out, like, how does Bryan Danielson actually stop this giant? I think these are fun because it makes you work on the psychology in the ring, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. So absolutely excited about this. That Shane Taylor fight was so much fun with Will Ospreay. I loved it. I thought it was cool. The Kingdom was outside. The Undisputed Kingdom or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called, man. There's so many names. The Kingdom with Roddy and his glasses.
I had a moment this week during Dynamite when we got that Will Ospreay, Roddy Strong promo duo. And I do like that AEW is taking more risks and switching up their camera angles as well, where they were kind of like, it's been cool. I like that they're focusing on presenting a unique
or the handoff when one person's exiting and the other person entrance.
Right. WWE is obviously cooking with what they're doing. And I love that AEW is leaning into what can we do to differentiate ourselves. I think that's imperative in any business when you have competition. That being said, Roddy Strong, Will Ospreay exchanging heated words at that. I was just sort of locked in on the guy in the very back of that backstage segment, Wardlow. Brad, there's a piece inside of me for gimmickinfringementpod.com, for our website, that I just need to write about where we're at with Wardlow. You were talking about big guys and just people we really like, and I continue to want Wardlow to be in a more prominent position, but perhaps much like Ricky Starks, sometimes it's poor booking paired with just unfortunate timing. Adam Cole's injury in terms of Wardlow, for Ricky Starks, CM Punk's situation and his own injuries or potential injury. Like there's just been bad luck. And to me, Wardlow and Ricky Starks, not to go back to our previous topic, but I couldn't help but think back to Wardlow and how I want him to be on this card and have something meaningful right now, rather than being the heavy for a group that was the main storyline in AEW at the end of last year, but now it feels like a big afterthought.
Right.
But that's not a new conversation. You and I have been having this on and off for 2 years about the War Dog.
Yeah, it's tough because
it's real tough.
He even tweeted about it and said, like, the older shot of Wardlow, and said, I miss this guy. Back when he was killing all those things.
We do too, King.
Yeah, his character is just sort of in a sad state right now.
Yeah. And I think he's in his mid-30s, right? I
think so.
He looks young, but he's and this isn't old by any means, but I think he's like 35.
I think so.
He's in his wrestling prime right now. He's awesome.
You absolutely ate my suave transition. He's in a sorry state. And speaking of states, these aren't sorry. It's time for State of 19 Media, so play the music.
Late breaking news from the world of 19 Media.
Okay, grab a fanny pack, slip on your mom's jeans, and join Carmen and Jessica of Small Town USA for their latest offering. Don't grab a fanny pack if you live in the UK. Fanny does not mean the same thing. The town that became a mother at 74. On their latest U-Turn episode, they discover the genesis of Mother's Day and how it strayed away from its original foundations.
I know several of our listeners have ties to the game of golf. Check out Hidden Gems Golf, 19's official fantasy golf podcast, hosted by the Mojo King. He provides picks and analysis before every big match. Tune in and prepare to unlock some hidden treasure.
Desmond continues his greatness on Hip to the Games, a show dedicated to the love of hip hop and hoops. Check out his latest interview with, oh man, you're going to kill me here. Why are you doing this to me?
Oh no, our guy Malik
Bowie. Malik Bowie. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, you great son of a! You always doing this with my call." Director of the new Tale of the Tape documentary. They discuss the origins of hip hop mixtapes, and Bowie provides a behind-the-scenes look at how the documentary, now available on Amazon Prime, came to fruition.
Yeah, shout out to both of those gentlemen. Great
You do have a tough one coming up here that I'm glad you know.
One Western Conference team hired a new coach since our last recording. That would be Mike Budenholzer, Holbrook's favorite son. Yes, he has returned back to the desert to become the 22nd head coach in Phoenix Suns history.
It's wild.
Now it's time for the Los Angeles Lakers to select their next leader. Ricky and the crew welcomed Raj Chipalu of SB Nation on their latest episode of Late Night Lake Show to get his prediction. Don't miss their conversation.
Sticking with the association, Warren and Cal of the Baseline NBA podcast always have you covered. Join the duo each week as they discuss the latest news and notes from around the league, including the Thunder's playoff exit and if the Celtics will go all the way. I really want to hear them talk about this Timberwolves deal. I really want to hear this.
Lots of hoops. Sticking with Warren, a big shout out to him for the work he's doing over at Dope Interviews. He welcomed actress Portia Coleman to discuss her Hollywood journey and the current state of celebrity. Check out their conversation.
We're thrilled to have SiriusXM's Gerald Brown on the 19 roster. Check out his weekly show, Heavy in the Paint, where Gerald welcomes guests from the world of professional sports and entertainment. He welcomed Johnny Newman, former New York Knick, on his latest episode to discuss the team's playoff run.
And as always, a final shout out to Mike Steff, multi-time GI guest and fellow podcast host. Check out his shows. We mean plural. Mike co-hosts Hidden Gems Football with Mo each week during the NFL season. But that's not all. Be sure to check out his solo show, The Salty Thoughts of Mike Steff, for passionate commentary on the latest news in sports, professional wrestling, and New York politics.
Man, well, Tyler, I think what we missed is we had a long conversation today about the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and I think it speaks volumes to the fact that I can say Budenholzer, but can barely eke out Malik.
That's hilarious. Facts.
I have nothing else to add there. Tyler, what did we miss?
Facts. Man, so brevity is not always a quality that I have, but I'm gonna try today. One item that we missed, I saw a really, really fun film. It's called The Last Stop in Yuma County. It's in select theaters, at least here in AZ. It's also available on Prime Video. Really, really fun film. Like I said, it's kind of a hostage thriller. It's set in Yuma, Arizona, and it was just a blast. So highly recommend it. Sticking with entertainment on the music side of things, Kehlani officially announced the name of her next album and its date, its release date. So we're looking at Crash. That's the name of it, on June 21st. Rhapsody, my favorite rapper, released her latest album, which is fantastic. It's called Please Don't Cry. So Brad, music, movie-wise, certainly with wrestling, with hoops, like my heart was super full this week. There's a lot of really great content that is available for us right now.
My whole life has revolved around book fairs and graduation and AP tests and all of these different things. I'm going to say what we missed is a special shout out. I don't know how it's going to go today or right now as it's currently on as we record this, but I'm going to shout out Mr. Ben Anderson and his Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm hoping for you. No shade to Denver. I don't care either way, but I really hope for Ben that he gets to see his team move on to the next round. Shout out to all the teachers just finishing up the year strong and surviving. And I feel like this time of the year, a lot of people say it's really, really difficult because they don't care. The kids don't care, whatever. I think it's the opposite of that. I think it's difficult because we got to let people go and we have to say goodbye to this thing that we've had consistently for the last 10 months. And then just we slam on the brakes and then it all goes away and then everything is different. I look forward to the break, but I also look forward to seeing kids. That's why I'm doing this. So it's always a little bit bittersweet. So what we missed is the saying goodbye to the seniors and watching them go on to bigger and better things, hopefully, and really excited for them. In terms of entertainment, sports, no idea. Zero, zilch, nada, no clue what's happening in the outside world.
With good reason.
Yeah, so busy.
With good reason. That was beautifully stated. Thank you for that, my friend. Very, very proper closing. And of course, we're not saying goodbye to all of you. This is simply a see you later. We have a very special new episode for you next week, which we think you'll really enjoy. So please stay tuned on the details for that. And we hope you will join us for the next edition of Gimmick Infringement. Gimmick Infringement is a part of 19 Media Group. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube via the 19 Media Group channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.